We're here at the Academy of Athens. That is the modern Academy of Athens. The first Academy of Athens was Plato's Academy, which was started in the year 387 BCE by the great philosopher Plato, whom we meet right over my shoulder here. Plato was the student of wondrous, amazing, and iconic Socrates, who we have over my other shoulder. Now, the Academy was the invention of a university. Plato really started academic life for us. Socrates, his teacher, was a bit more itinerant. There was no campus for Socrates. Socrates would walk the city of Athens, and he would meet his friends, or he would meet people on the street, or he would meet famous visitors, sophists, for example, who were coming to this city, and he would debate with them. He would ask them questions. He would use what we now call 2,400 years later, the Socratic method, his method, for diving deeply into a topic by asking questions, getting his respondents tongue-tied in contradictions, with Socrates teasing apart the complexities of the issues. For Socrates, it was the search for what is the good, what is the right kind of life, what is the meaning of justice, what is the meaning of other ideals. And Socrates was able to pierce deeply into these most essential topics and complex issues. But he pushed very, very deeply, and he pushed to the point after political turmoil at the end of the Peloponnesian Wars, where Athens was defeated by Sparta and went through several rapid governmental upheavals as a result of that defeat. Socrates found himself before a jury of Athens, which accused him of the capital crime of impiety, of a lack of belief in the gods, and of corrupting the youth of Athens. And of course, in one of the most famous moments of all of Western history, in 399, Socrates was condemned by the jury, condemned to death. And as Plato would tell in his dialogues, Socrates was offered the chance to flee, to escape, to move to another city, and he said, "No, I uphold the dignity of Athens and Athens' laws, and though I have been wrongly convicted, I will not flee." And then in his final moments, surrounded by his grieving students who are watching with dignity, Socrates says, "This is the right thing for me to do. My soul will live on," and he drinks the hemlock and dies in 399 BCE. Plato, a high-born student of Socrates and deeply moved, travels the world, travels to the islands, visits parts of West Asia and the Mediterranean, and then returns to Athens, and at the age of 40 founds his academy. As an academician, I'm grateful. This is one of the momentous moments of Western and indeed world history. And about 20 years after the opening of the doors of the Academy, who walks through but a 17-year-old kid from a city in northern Greece, Stagira, and that, of course, is Aristotle. So from Socrates to Plato to Aristotle, three of the greatest thinkers in Western history, one teaching the next, and setting the foundations for philosophical thought, philosophical and scientific, ethical inquiry that would carry the West forward for the next 2,300 years indeed. Now, the School of Athens, Plato's academy, was in operation in one form or another for hundreds of years, really to the beginning of the 6th century, when it was finally closed and shut down as a pagan institution that should no longer exist in now what was a Christian world. Of course, there were many upheavals between its founding in 387 BCE and its final closure in the first years of the 500s. But the teachings of Plato and the ideas of Plato in the search for the deep truths, the forms, the eternal truths of the good, the beautiful, the just, had a profound and everlasting effect on Western civilization. They deeply influenced early Christianity, which had a kind of Neo-Platonist aspect to many of the teachings. And as one of the great philosophers of the 20th century, Alfred North Whitehead, a professor of philosophy at Harvard University, remarked that the contours of Western philosophy could be regarded as continuing footnotes to Plato. I would say to Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. But the basic idea is that these three giants of intellect shaped the future of Western thought really until today.